A guy just started a part-time delivery job with Deliver Eater, but he's freaking out because he has to meet a girl at one of the stops, and she's super scary to him. But when he gets there, a huge lady with giant melons hanging out from under her shelter opens the door. He's never had to deal with a tough-looking woman like that before, and it's honestly terrifying. This socially awkward little guy decides he's just gonna hand over the food and get out of there fast. So he does, like a dog being chased, and runs off. When he gets out of the building, he's out of breath because he sprinted all the way down from the apartment. He thinks about switching deliveries with someone else, but in the countryside, he's the only delivery guy. This guy's got a crush on a girl who's a tuber, and he likes to watch her streams to cheer him up when he's feeling down. Her name's Hana Fuwari-chan, and he really relates to her shy, natural vibe. The guy, who's basically a stick figure, tunes into her live streams because it always lifts his mood. Someone asks Hana if there's anything she wants to overcome, and she says she's really shy and wants to get better at dealing with social anxiety in real life. Other people in the chat tell her that she can talk, and if she can talk to them, that's good enough. But she's not happy with that and says the internet is the only place she feels comfortable. She mentions how supportive everyone is, cheering her on while she's having a hard time, and how she doesn't want to leave them behind. Hana really wants to be able to communicate better in real life. Meanwhile, the little stick guy is still watching her stream when he gets another delivery request. And it's from the same scary girl he just met and ran from earlier. He doesn't know why she wants him to deliver again and wonders if she's gonna complain. But he remembers Hana and how she's trying her best to be social, so he decides to try harder too. He pumps himself up to smile and deliver the food without running away. So he heads back to the building to do his thing. As he walks in, he sees the same scary girl already standing at the door, and he wonders why she's outside. When he gets closer, the girl yells at him, asking what took him so long, and he decides to push through his fear and talk to her with a smile. He greets her and thanks her for using their service. The scary lady steps closer and tries to say something, and that's when the little stick guy realizes she's the same girl he has a crush on. He can't believe it. After the delivery guy leaves, the scary lady closes the door, feeling nervous because she hasn't talked to anyone in so long, and she can't even remember the last time she talked to a stranger. Her name is Hana, and she feels happy that she thanked the delivery guy, who brings her food all the time, thinking she was too polite. But she still wants to do her best, though she feels like she already did, so she decides to eat her food while tears fill her eyes. This giant girl with melons the size of footballs eats 5 meals a day. The delivery guy, who recently started his part-time job, wonders if the scary lady who glares at him is the same girl he has a crush on. He wonders if it is all because of what happened last time, as her voice sounded so much like Fuwari Hana, and he feels bad about a thing that he ran away from her again. He thinks about her and thinks that all this is a misunderstanding, and thinks that his brain probably automatically associated her with Hana-chan to lessen the fear. The delivery guy receives another order from her and goes there to deliver it. He says thanks to her and tries to walk away as usual, but this time the girl holds his hand and says that he is the only person who can do it. He thinks that this is literally Hana's voice. Amidst, the girl mentions that she is really bad at talking to people she does not know. The delivery guy thinks about the live and matches the same sentence with Hana. Then the scary lady says that she has not spoken to anyone face-to-face for a long time, and she does all her shopping online too. However, the other day when he smiled at her, she was too happy. Then she says that he always leaves her lunchboxes on tissues so they do not get dirty, and her lunchbox is never messed up, and he is too quick. Meanwhile, the delivery guy thinks that she talks too fast, and he understands that this woman was not glaring at him in anger, and she was just waiting for a chance to talk to him. He understands that she was trying hard just to talk to him. The scary lady claims that since he was there, she thought that she would try harder in her real life. The delivery guy thinks that she was trying to face her fears, and whether she is Fuwari-chan or not, it does not matter because he wants to cheer her up for her determination. The scary lady then claims that he will be paid for it, and she asks him if he will become his conversation partner. The delivery guy has no clue how did they end up here. He was feeling overwhelmed, so he reluctantly agreed to work for her. A day before, the scary huge lady asked the delivery guy to be her conversation partner. She decided to call him out and speak to him politely like she did before. Therefore, she asked him to come inside and have a cup of tea with her, and the delivery guy agreed to do it. The lady started to feel glad that she can communicate, and she totally got how to do it. She goes into her room to get freshened up and thinks that she can finally do it, and as long as she follows it, everything will be fine. Another day, another delivery to the scary lady's place. Seems like their whole business is just based on her orders. So when this poor guy shows up with the food, he spots the scary lady already standing there holding a bunch of cash. As he gets closer, she asks him how much he needs to get him to talk to her. The scary lady, Won-san, wants him to be her conversation buddy, and the delivery guy is completely stunned that she's actually willing to pay him for it. He doesn't get why anyone would just pay him to talk. So this clueless guy refuses the money, and Won-san asks him if the money's not enough. The delivery guy says it's not about the money, he just can't put it into words, but this just doesn't sit right with him. After he turns her down, Won-san gets all sad and apologizes for troubling him. He wonders if he did the right thing, then walks away. Back home, he tunes into his crush, Hannah's live, where she's planning to play some video games. He just watches her to feel better, but it doesn't really help and his mind's still racing. Hannah seems down today and she starts crying, thinking she's weird and keeps messing things up. She says she's messed up in real life too and probably made someone uncomfortable. Then she asks if she's made everyone around her worried and apologizes, saying she's just too emotional right now. The delivery guy, feeling bad, stands up and says there's no way she's made anyone worried about her. He tells her he actually likes this side of her. He thinks the scary lady is also weird, which is probably why things turned out like that. While Hana cries on her stream, he doesn't want her to be sad, so this guy donates 10,000 bucks, which cheers Hana up and she thanks him. She asks if he's okay with it, and he says her favorite idol's well-being is his well-being. He wants her to keep smiling, and he wants that scary lady to be happy too. Then he gets another delivery request with a note to leave the food at the door. So he heads over to deliver the food with the goal of supporting Won-san. Standing outside her door, he tells her she can ignore him if she wants, but he feels like taking her money just doesn't feel right. He says he wants to help her without accepting the cash. Won-san rushes out of her apartment, asking him if he's sure he doesn't want the money. With a smile, the delivery guy says he's sure. She nervously asks if he's okay with talking to her, and he agrees. Won-san, not feeling happy, starts crying. The delivery guy can't stand seeing her in tears, and then she asks him to come inside and talk while they eat. He agrees that he's not sure how he's supposed to talk while eating. The delivery guy ended up walking into the house of this super scary lady, the one he was supposed to bring food to. She made the whole place feel like there was no way he could turn back. He walks in, passing the wall and accidentally brushing against her melons, feeling kind of bad about it. As he walks further in, he starts thinking, why would a lady let some random guy like him into her private space? He can't believe it and starts thinking this is one of those situations from dramas where the guy gets beat up for walking into someone's house. While he's caught up in his thoughts, the huge lady falls next to him and he ends up on the floor thinking he's about to get beaten. Won-san apologizes, saying she'll get up right away. While he's still on the floor, he feels something weird and knocks at it, which causes an opening, and he ends up falling into the basement. A little later, they sit down to eat, and the huge girl says sorry again for making him fall and explains that she tripped. Meanwhile, the delivery guy wonders if she's really going to eat all the food on the table. Then he starts thinking that she's actually a nice girl and not the type to beat him up, realizing he was letting his imagination get carried away. Then Won-san asks him if he had seen the script earlier, and he says yes. She explains she used to be a voice actor, which the delivery guy can't believe. He's shocked because it's hard to picture someone with such a great voice not even talking to people. But then he starts to understand why her voice is so good, and he asks her if being a voice actor is really that amazing. He then asks why she's not doing it anymore, and she says that even though her voice was good, she didn't have the talent. Plus, she's really tall, and it made her stand out in a weird way. People started saying things about her, like she was tall but weird, and that she wasn't there because of her talent, but because she makes someone happy. Won-san says the way people looked at her turned scary, and she thinks a monster like her shouldn't be out there. The delivery guy says she's beautiful and people were probably just jealous. But he also says that even though they said those things, it must have hurt. Then he tells her that he's always been bothered about being short ever since he was a kid, but he always laughed it off. Still, it wasn't like it didn't sting. The delivery guy can't hold back his feelings and says he loves her voice. He tells her that whenever he was tired from work, Fuwari-chan's broadcasts would help him. He says when he heard her voice, he thought it sounded as sweet as Fuwari-chan's voice. He says her voice is clear, solid, but with a slight pitch, and it's the kind of voice he'd want to hear even when he's feeling down. He gets really expressive, then feels awkward about it, but Won-san just listens and smiles at him. He asks her about the smile and gets paid through some online method. The delivery guy got a tip from a super scary lady, Winnie-san. She's the first one to give him the biggest tip. He asks her if he didn't tell her that he doesn't need money to talk to her. Winnie-san can't take it anymore and says it's the right thing to do. It's just a reward for the delivery service. The delivery guy thinks about how he gave Hana a tip too. And then Winnie-san says it's been a while since she worked this hard, all thanks to him. So she wants to do something in return and says she'll die from the guilt. As she gets closer, the delivery guy starts to get nervous and spills the dish. Winnie-san says it's fine, she'll clean it up, but he says he'll do it himself because she's too close and can feel her melons. Winnie-san asks why he's ignoring personal space and then tells him to get ready, she'll take care of him. She says they could do it together, but someone like her would just get in the way, and it's not worth her going in with him. She'd just make it worse. The delivery guy thinks she thinks like this because of her low self-esteem, like she doesn't even think of herself as a girl in front of the guy, which is why her boundaries are messed up. Winnie-san then says she'll go make things ready, and the delivery guy asks her to wait a minute. He mentions that since she wants a friend, he wants to support her, but he at least wants to know her goal. Winnie-san says she wants to go out someday, talk to other people, and he asks her to come out with him then. Winnie-san thinks about it, but in her head, she imagines the delivery guy surrounded by people, and she says she can't do it because she'll be caught by the crowd, and she doesn't want that kind of outing. The delivery guy says he's not talking about that kind of outing. He just wants her to come out with him to a store at night. The delivery guy thinks he needs to work harder for a tip this big and tells Winnie-san that they'll make her goals happen one step at a time. He assures her they'll do it together. He'll be by her side. Winnie-san thinks about it and realizes they'll take it slow, and the delivery guy tells her they should stop here for today. She asks if he's not going to stay over since she has a bed for him. He says that's why she has weird boundaries and walks away from her house. After he leaves, Winnie-san thinks about his offer to go out with him and decides she'll do it. Then she decides to do her live stream and give it her all. She turns on the live and says it's finally started, and she starts the super chat for today. Someone says they're broke, and she just keeps going with the live. Meanwhile, the delivery eater is looking for people to join them, and she thinks it's perfect for her plan. Usual Days starts, and the delivery guy delivers the food at Winnie-san's place. She looks too scary outside at night, and the delivery guy feels like he might get beaten up by her gaze. One-san asks if it is okay to be outside after all, and she has no clue why she is so nervous about it. The delivery guy ensures her that it is fine to be out, and Oni-san says that she cannot handle interactions with anyone except Oni-san, the delivery guy. Oni-san says to her if she overcomes this, she will gain some confidence. Thus, he asks her to take the first step. However, Winnie-san still feels nervous, and she says that she should not back down here as she is getting help from Oni-chan. Therefore, she decides to go with him, and Oni-chan feels nervous after seeing her at night, as he has never seen her like that before. He thinks she is the one who feels really grand, and he hopes that it will be all right. While walking down the street, One-san sees a cat, and she jumps near Oni-chan, and he asks her to calm down as it is just a street cat. Oni-chan says that he was so startled while thinking in his mind that he was startled for a different reason. They keep walking towards the market, and finally reach there. When One-san sees a guy there, she feels nervous and claims that she cannot do it. One-san thinks about those girls who said about her that she is tall but still weird, and it is kind of scary and all the wrong things. She feels too scared to face people after that, and she keeps remembering things that people used to say about her. She says sorry to Oni-chan for not doing it even after he did so much for her, and he asks her if they shall go back. He tells her in order to overcome her anxiety, it is more important to know what she can and build her confidence. He claims that she said she cannot do it and shows her the rooms and says it is all the way up there. He asks her if this is not amazing that she made it this far. Little by little, step by step, she will be fine, says Oni-chan. He says he will be with her until she can do it. He says together anywhere, he will be her side. One-san holds his hand and takes a deep breath. Then she says that she feels like she can still try harder if he is like this. Oni-chan thinks at the moment that One-san is big and grand, and at the same time he feels scared, but her eyes are always sincere and focused on doing things she is not good at. Oni-chan says to her that he for the sake of helping her is here, and then he grabs his hand and says they should go for it. Oni-chan came outside while holding hands with the scary girl One-san from the delivery spot. Oni-chan asks her what she thinks about getting some ice cream, and she runs to the fridge to buy a bunch of it. Oni-chan is left shocked, wondering if she's really going to buy that much. She says she's getting all that so she won't have to come out for a while, and Oni-chan asks her to chill a bit. One-san tries to grab a milk, but she drops it, so Oni-chan picks it up, grabbing the milk tap too. When he looks up, she looks mad, and Oni-chan says sorry for getting so close to the milk tap. Meanwhile, One-san thinks she messed up again and feels like an insect, and Oni-chan yells at her that it's just her depression talking. He thinks her self-confidence is dropping fast and starts to wonder what to do about it. While he's thinking, he sees the clerk restocking the shelves, not really getting why he's doing it. He thinks that if he doesn't call out to him, the guy won't even notice them, and this is probably too much for One-san right now. He decides to call him over, but One-san grabs his hand when he moves towards the clerk. He thinks she's trying to push through on her own, and it's hard to watch her work so hard, but right now, he needs to let her try. So he calls out to the clerk, and One-san starts coughing because she can't get any words out. The clerk says sorry to them and tells them to go to the register, and Oni-chan checks if One-san is okay. He thinks it was a good move, and then they head to the cashier while holding hands. After they leave, One-san says it was amazing and Oni-chan says the mission's done. The payment was made online without a word. But One-san still looks sad and asks Oni-chan if she did a good job, and he smiles and says yes. One-san starts to feel happy again and thanks him, and they both smile like they just did something huge. While walking home, the shopkeeper runs after them and apologizes to Oni-chan for forgetting to put ice cream in his girlfriend's cup. Oni-chan feels awkward and they both start thinking if they look like a couple. Because of that, they both let go of each other's hand, and Oni-chan thinks he's just a delivery guy and she's a customer, so their relationship is all about money. They decide to go their separate ways after that. Oni-chan thinks it's not good for people to think they're dating. He doesn't want to cause trouble, for One-san figures he needs to get his role in this whole thing straight. Meanwhile, One-san walks towards her place, holding onto the hand Oni-chan was holding just to remember him, wishing he'd hold her hand a bit longer. Oni-chan ended up being disliked by the Oni-san at the delivery spot. He showed up to deliver the food like usual, early as always, but something felt off with Oni-san. He figured it was because the other day that guy mistook them for a couple, making her uncomfortable, and now she looked way more tense than usual. Oni-chan thought it was best to leave quickly to avoid any weirdness. He gave her the food, and she was shaking like crazy. He started wondering if she really didn't want him around so much, so he decided to just leave as fast as he could. He apologized to her and ran off. Meanwhile, Oni-san thought she was so nervous she couldn't even speak, but when she thought about what happened, she had no idea what to do. The next day, Oni-chan delivered the food again, but it felt the same. He kept going back to deliver, but nothing changed. He thought her ability to talk to him was getting worse, so he delivered the food again, and they both thanked each other. Oni-chan wondered if this was just how it was supposed to be, but right as he was about to leave, Oni-san stopped him and asked him to wait. She started crying and asked him not to run away this time. She apologized for being so weird, saying that the other day that guy mistook them for a couple, and she thought it made Oni-chan uncomfortable, and that's why he'd been distant. She thought he hated her, but she didn't want everything they had before to just disappear. Oni-chan realized she didn't hate him, and he understood she'd misunderstood everything and changed how she was acting. From her point of view, he'd suddenly gotten cold, and he realized he must have made her feel uneasy. He also realized he probably wasted all her effort, so he apologized and owned up to it. He told her it was all just his misunderstanding and that he still wanted to support her. Oni-san started crying again, saying she was relieved and admitted she thought he might hate her. Oni-chan apologized again, thinking that he'd probably keep misunderstanding things in the future, but he'd make sure to help Oni-san no matter what. While he was thinking that, Oni-san wouldn't let go of his hand. He wondered how long she was going to hold on since she kept crying and didn't let go for a while. Oni-chan heads over to One-san's place to figure out what their next move should be and wonders if he might have come off a bit rude earlier. But when he gets there, he sees a random girl at the delivery spot and he's curious about who she is. He doesn't recognize her. The girl's about the size of an elementary school kid but has a delivery person's backpack. Oni-chan wonders if someone else ordered something or if maybe One-san ordered another bento box. The bell rings and One-san comes out. The girl turns out to be from the delivery service, but she looks kind of scared of One-san. Oni-chan decides to clear things up. The girl smiles at One-san and says she's there to deliver the bento, asking if she's at the right place. Meanwhile, Oni-chan's still wondering who she is, especially since she's handling everything so confidently, unlike him back in the day when he'd run away at the sight of One-san. He thinks this girl might actually be better suited for delivering food to One-san. The girl looks at him and asks why there's another delivery person besides her, claiming she thought this area was her exclusive zone. Oni-chan thinks she's giving off a different vibe and says she's kind of scary despite looking all sweet. The girl walks away from the door, saying One-san's voice sounds just like Fuwari-chan's. Hearing that name, Oni-chan repeats it, and the girl asks if he knows her too. Oni-chan says yeah, and the girl's super excited to hear that. She can't believe she ran into a Fuwari-chan fan and says how amazing she is and how she watches her live stream every day. The girl even mentions she sends super chats and Fuwari might recognize her name. They both get along great talking about Fuwari. Then the girl gets a bit weird, asking if Oni-chan's going to laugh at her or think she's strange. Oni-chan keeps reassuring her that he doesn't think that and says she's the first person he's been able to talk to about Fuwari in real life, so he's actually happy about it. The girl seems to get it and says she won't fall for it, while Oni-chan smiles, thinking she's sharper than he thought but still easier to talk to than he expected. She asks if they can be friends as fans. Just then, One-san shows up behind them and says mine, and Oni-chan asks if that means she wants her bento right away. The girl apologizes to One-san for being noisy, thinking how amazing her voice is, and how she wants to become a fan too. She introduces herself as Akari and says she'll do her best as a delivery person and hopes Won-san will take care of her. Won-san and Oni-chan just stand there shocked, and Akari heads off saying to use her service again. Before leaving, Akari tells Oni-chan, even though they're both Fuwari fans, they're still rivals, and runs off. So now it's clear that Akari will be doing deliveries too, and Oni-chan wonders if Won-san will be okay with this. Little does he know, Won-san's still looking at him all sad, like she wants something else, still trying to take the bag from him. A guy started a job recently. This is a part-time job from the company Delivery Eater. A boy is tucked between a wall and two arms, with a chest all up in his face. He's being cornered by a customer. He comments on the chest of the person. Huge. The person hugs him and he starts coughing. He says that he can't breathe. The girl pulls away and apologizes for hugging him in public where people are watching. The girl looks down and apologizes. She is a huge person, so she usually blocks people's path when she walks. The boy quickly says that this isn't true. People are staring at the both of them. He wonders what they are doing in the downtown area. A few days ago, the boy is wearing his delivery outfit. The woman stands in a door and talks about some training. She wants to get more comfortable going outside and wishes to visit someone. She blushes hard and asks him to go to the place he always visits. The boy looks shook. Why does she want to go to the place he goes to? Why is she asking so intensely? He remembers what place he goes to. It's a manga cafe for his weave self. He asks the girl why she wants to go to the manga cafe. In the downtown area, which is already shady and busy, they should find some place more appropriate for her to go to. The girl is stubborn. She says she wants to go to the manga cafe only. The boy notices how close her face is to him and agrees to take her. Back in the present, the guy looks all around. The cafe is more crowded than usual. A lot of young people have come out to sing and have drinks. A lot of them are already drunk and might try to make a move on some unaware girl. He thinks that he is a big idiot. A manga cafe is the worst place to go to for a second visit. He thinks of ways to leave the crowd. He should take a detour. He turns to look at the woman he came with. She is passed out on the ground. He calls her and tells her the downtown area is too much for her to handle. The girl sits up. She wipes her mouth and says it's all okay. She is fine. Even an idiot like the guy can see she is forcing herself to be okay. He thinks that it's a good thing she is trying hard, but forcing herself isn't going to help her overcome her fear of public spaces. He grabs her hand quickly. They will take a break here. The girl looks around and sees the crowded place. She panics. How could the idiot offer such a place when she is already afraid? The boy clears the misunderstanding and tells her to rest at the nearby park. They sit in the park. After some time, the girl apologizes again. She is fine now. They can go to the manga cafe. And then she panics. The boy sits next to her. He asks why she is so anxious to go to places. Even a stupid person like him can tell she is forcing herself. Doing this, she will never be able to come over her fear. The girl agrees. She lost control again. The boy has his own life. She cannot command him to follow every move of hers. She says that if she went to places the guy visited already, he won't get bored of her. She doesn't want to be a burden. If she takes these steps from the start, the guy won't be sick and tired of her. For him, she wanted to push herself, but only ended up being more troublesome. She starts crying and apologizes again. The guy realizes this. He tells her that the manga cafe she wanted to go doesn't hold any good memories for him. To him, manga cafes are places to hide and when he is feeling sad and unwanted. Going with the girl makes him look forward to the cafe too. He doesn't think she's a burden. He enjoys spending his time with her. The girl stops crying. Post-confession clarity hits the guy. Maybe what he said was too creepy. He immediately apologizes to the girl. To lighten the mood, he tells her this is his first time going to a manga cafe with someone. The girl is embarrassed. The boy says that they can always come back when there aren't many people around. There are a lot of other places they can visit. The girl grips the handles of the swing. She is stubborn. She will go to the cafe today. A guy started a part-time job. The company he works with is Delivery Eater. Finally, after all this time, he is at the manga cafe. Previously, he said something creepy to the girl. It was all because he got self-conscious. He looks at the girl standing next to him. He thinks how to interact with her. This is her first time after all. First time at a manga cafe. She looks very determined even though she was crying some time ago. She is switching her mood very quickly. She was sad. Now she's in high spirits. The girl lifts her phone up and asks him if they can use barcode payment. The guy thinks that last time they were able to pay at the convenience store fine. This isn't a very hard task for the girl. They head to the counter together. The receptionist welcomes them in and asks if they have a membership. The girl stares at the receptionist. He continues. They can make a membership card if they are new. The girl panics. This is a nightmare for her introverted self. She shrinks down and sulks in a corner. The guy steps in. She was doing just fine and now she is panicking. Her emotions change too quick. He realizes that the girl thought maybe she can stay quiet the entire time. It was a big mistake on her part. The guy steps in as her knight in shining armor. He will take care of this task. He talks to the receptionist. They would like to make a new membership. The receptionist asks if they want a couple's room. The girl panics more. The guy casually says yes, and they get their card. The girl is blushing hard. The guy realizes too. A couple room is very intimate. He tries to not let it get to him. If he messes up, he will fumble a baddie and make her upset. He should focus on making her enjoy the ManhwaCapped experience. The guy considers himself her guardian. They walk down the halls of the manga cafe. The girl is still shrunk. She apologizes to the guy. She thought she could do this one thing by herself, but she was wrong. When the receptionist asked the question, which was very new to her, her mind went blank. She could not think of anything to answer. The guy tries to stop her pessimistic thinking. It was a great first step. She did much better this time. The guy shows her around the cafe and takes her to their room. The girl looks at him fondly. He's an amazing person to him. The room has a huge cave and some pillows. The guy says it's a small room. They stand in the door and politely fight over who should go in first. Then they step in together. The guy's face makes contact with her chest. The both of them get stuck for a moment. The guy runs back and goes to find some manga. This is too embarrassing for him. He comes back with a huge pile of manga and accidentally trips. The manga almost fall and the girl stands to help him. She holds his arms and the manga gets squished between the both of them. It looks like they are hugging. The guy blushes hard. He messed up big time. He asks if the girl is okay. He apologizes and says he's a bit clumsy. The girl starts laughing. She admits that she thought he was a perfect person. But he has his flaws and he isn't as perfect as she thought. It is nice to see that he is a human too. The guy looks at her. She panics again and apologizes. She isn't happy for his mistake. She is happy to see he is a human. The guy thinks that now she is happy. She is very odd, but he is glad she is enjoying herself. The guy makes fun of himself. It was funny the way he tripped. The girl disagrees. He says he is not perfect. He hasn't interacted with the girl in so long. It is natural for him to make mistakes. He's been making a lot of mistakes, so being perfect is the last thing he is. With this confession, they realize they are still hugging each other. They jump back. The guy runs to grab some drinks for her. The girl sits on the ground and blushes. The guy runs through the halls looking for drinks. He promised himself not to get self-conscious. He is a guardian. He reaches the drink bar and notices a girl he knows from before. It is Akari-san. She looks at him in confusion. The girl looks out the room and wonders where the boy went. A boy started a part-time job with delivery eaters, and now he has run into another delivery girl, Akari. The boy thinks of all the worst thing that could happen. Akari will figure out that he is here with another girl, a customer above all, and report him to the company for starting inappropriate relationships with the customer. This will make the other girl want to disappear too, and all this hard work will be for nothing. This is a scene from hell. The guy makes sure that Akari doesn't know about the other girl. Akari sees him and starts screaming. She says that he is judging her obsession as a fellow weeb. He is making her feel like she cannot fangirl in a healthy way. He must think she is a creep who brings her figurines to a manga cafe. The boy says that it is perfectly normal and he appreciates the high-quality merchandise she has. It is a respectable trait. Akari is confused. The guy is very knowledgeable about merchandise, but he is still very new to this. He was able to notice the quality of her plushie. The guy is glad she wasn't asking him too many questions. Suddenly, Akari turns to him and asks what he is doing in such a place. The guy needs to show that he is alone here or he will get in trouble. Instead of answering, he asks Akari the same thing. Did she come here with her friends? Akari laughs. He's a big noob. To enjoy weeb things, you need to be alone, otherwise your friends will take your time instead. Akari came alone because she wants to be alone. The guy thinks about the tall girl. She doesn't want to be alone. He's been gone long enough, he needs to go back to her. He starts to leave. Akari asks if he wants a recommendation on some manga. This isn't because they're weeb friends or something. The guy grabs 2 drinks. Akari notices this. She asks whether she is the only one who came alone. The guy thinks he messed up. He makes an excuse that he is here with his imaginary friend. He is practicing for when February will come out of screen one day and he will take her out on a date. It's a lame excuse, but that's what all hardcore weebs are on these days. Akari looks at him. She cannot believe he is saying something like this. He has the potential to be a full-time weeb. The guy thinks of hurrying back to the room. On the other hand, the girl has already made her way out of the room. She is determined to find the guy and show him that she came all this way to get him. She will help him carry the drinks and he will be happy. She smiles, thinking she will be able to get closer to him this way. Just as she reaches the drink bar, she notices Akari and the guy talking. She spies on them from a hidden corner. Akari tells him that he is worthy of being her friend. The girl notices all this and tries to leave. Akari is already friends with him, and it was very easy for Akari. She trips and falls but remembers that making mistakes is normal. This is what the guy has taught her. If he isn't perfect, she is far from normal. She gets up and leaves quietly. The guy comes back to the room with his drinks. The room is empty. There is money on the desk with a note. The note thanks him for everything he has done. A guy started a part-time job with a delivery company called Delivery Eaters. He is a regular customer, but she no longer orders anything from him. He thinks back to what he might have done wrong. Maybe it was wrong of him to think that he is her guardian. Maybe she got the wrong idea by this. He imagines her making a hateful look his way. She hates him now. He tries to make it make sense. She won't leave because of something so illogical. If he was able to help her just a little, that is enough. She'll be able to live her life without his help. But what if something bad happened to her at home? The guy imagines her injured on the ground. With this, he stands in front of her apartment. She did not make a delivery or anything. He seems like a stalker now. He clears these thoughts out of his head and rings the doorbell. Stalker or not, he has to return the money she gave for the manga cafe too. The door opens and a depressed girl is standing in the doorway in very revealing clothes and a blanket on her head. Behind her, something red is on the ground. The guy panics. He asks if the girl is okay. He tells her that he wanted to return the extra money but stops when he sees the red pool. The girl starts to cry. She just wanted to be a normal person. She wants to feel normal. She tried cooking, but it was horrible. Even her sauce exploded. The red pile on the floor was just sauce. She explains that when she saw him come, she ran to clean the house and couldn't find anything to wear. In a hurry, she grabbed a futon and tried to cover herself. She apologizes for leaving him without talking. She tried really hard to be normal and enjoyed talking to him. It was messing with her that she isn't normal and she ran away. He was good to her, but she felt like she was relying on him too much. She was just trash to do this. The guy just looks at her in shock. She says that she wants to be a normal person, to be able to cook and talk to people. She wants friends. She remembers Akari and him at the manga cafe. She says that if she can't be normal, even the guy will leave her. The guy thinks about what to do. He needs to console and comfort her about how. He has to cheer her up. She's trying very hard to even smile. She reminds him of himself in his darkest days. The guy bows and apologizes and says that he doesn't care. The girl shuts up. Of course he doesn't care. It is not his problem. She looks down sadly. The guy realizes he messed up and grabs her face quickly. He tells her that it is okay that she isn't normal. He doesn't care if she can't be normal or talk to people. All that he cares about is that she should be happy. He thinks that she is a wonderful person and everything about her is amazing. He loves her just the way she is. He realizes all that he is saying sounds sappy and romantic. He apologizes and tells her that he means it respectfully. The girl stands up and asks him to follow her. He follows her inside a room and sees her set up. The computer screen shows a start stream option. The guy realizes that this is Fuwari's streaming screen. The girl admits she streams. A guy started a part-time job recently. His all-time favorite customer is his favorite tuber too. What are the odds? He realizes that their voice is similar, but this is too good to be true. The girl tells him that she wanted him to know the real her. If they are going to be friends, they don't need to have any secrets between each other. She has already the conversation between Akari and him. She knows he likes her. The guy loses his mind. He just fanboyed in front of his favorite idol. He says he likes the girl as a fan only. He can't be real-life friends with his favorite tuber. It makes things very complicated. But she also paid him, which means he was profiting off his favorite Fuwari-chan. He is a failure as a true fan. He bows on the floor. He should start keeping his distance from her even if he wants to help her. The girl asks him to look up. She gives him a lore drop. She reminds him of the time she said she was a voice actor. She didn't always mind being a tall girl. It was okay in middle school, but in high school people started discriminating her. She never wanted to go to school either. She remembered one day she saw something on her sibling's laptop. It was a talking site. She spent some time on it and people really liked it. It was because they couldn't see her. Someone suggested she should be a voice actor. Maybe she can start her life all over again if she becomes a voice actor. After her last audition, she sees some girls talking behind her back. They say that she isn't all that confident, but she's getting jobs. Maybe she is involved with the directors or something. She must be sleeping with them. She's tall enough to do so too. That was the last time she did any auditions. She panicked and ran away from there too. No one likes her in real life, but everyone loves her on the internet. Streaming as Fuwari Hane was her escape form life. People were very supportive on the internet. She's happy to know that the boy was one of her early day supporters too. She thanks him and tells him that she still regrets her high school days and keeps using the guy. She wants to either apologize or disappear completely. Before she can say that, the guy looks at her and thanks her for being his Fuwari. He didn't want to go to high school either. The girl thinks that his perfect school kid image has been shattered. He tells that thanks to Fuwari, he found the strength to keep looking forward. He is in college and the part-time jobs helps him be a superfan. He wants to repay her and not push her away. They can start over from today. They can relive their high school days and have fun together. The guy thinks maybe he is being too cringe right now. The girl hugs him tightly. She doesn't find him cringe at all. The guy thinks that she is way too close. She says that she is happy that he accepted her fully instead of pushing her away after she revealed her identity. She thanks him for accepting her and crushes his bones again in a hug.